trade recap for today. Super shit day today again. I got break even. I got super lucky, but it's kind of like a market experience type of break even. I'll explain in a sec. Yeah, it took one trade, and that's basically it. There was really nothing else to take. So, yeah, conditions today honestly look pretty good. I was super bullish. I'm actually only going to pull up ES because that's what I traded. So we'll just look at ES. So you can see this is a trade I took. I'll explain it in a sec. But let's hide the drawings for a sec. So my bias today was bullish. Why? Because, and I still kind of hold that bullish bias. We were coming up trading higher into what I thought would be these previous day highs, or like this wick high right here and then this previous day high. My initial target were like these two previous day highs, but we just like completely ripped past them pre-market, which kind of sucked. But I wanted to see the market opening range move tell us, a direction, whether we wanted to continue higher or maybe flip off of these previous day highs. So market opens, and as you can see, immediately where's the market open? Right here. As you can see, market opens, we just rip higher, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let me see a retrace into this 5-minute gap, which ended up being a 15-minute gap after, and continue higher. We were setting up for something really solid at first, right? Where we rip off market open, and sure, was this like a decent trade? It wasn't a bad trade. It's a decent W, but it's not the best. Like I wouldn't have taken it. But anyway, so we move up into here, and then we see bullish, 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 and then we make a retrace down into here. We had an SMT, so I guess I'm not gonna mark it out because the trade is gonna show up, but we had an SMT with these lows on NQ, and I was honestly waiting for a closure above like this 1-minute fair value gap for us to continue higher. We didn't end up getting it, which is fine. I mean, it's not a big deal. So what happens is we continue ripping lower, and I'm like, okay, do we flip bias? And I kind of did at first, because the 15-minute did inverse this gap, as you can see. You'll see in a sec. Where the fuck did we go? We flip this 15-minute gap right here. I'm like, okay, we probably want to see like moves higher and then continue lower, which is actually what ended up happening. But in that retrace higher, if you think higher time frame, I mean, we're reacting off of this 50-minute gap down here, which is also a 30-minute gap. So you're like, okay, wait, we have clear targets higher. We don't have that much clarity lower. I feel like it's kind of a little bit better to believe that we're going to go higher. So on the 5-minute, what I saw is the following. We reacted off of this with a big wick right here. On the 1-minute, you'll see. On the 1-minute, we saw this right here, super huge wick. We swept this 930 low. We had an SMT as well, which is, again, big key moment. We had an SMT. Therefore, I wanted to see, a clean continuation trade. I was considering this to be the same thing as a fair value gap, which is what happened. And as you can see in my drawings, I end up taking a trade after seeing this W form right here. So I'll just get rid of the magnet. I saw this right here. We closed above this 1-minute failed BPR based off this. And then after that, we even closed above, like after we closed above this 1-minute failed BPR, which honestly was a better trade. But market conditions just did not feel like going. And I ended up going break even. Like my break even originally was up there. I ended up going break even literally in this candle right here. You can see in my TikTok, I literally went break even in this candle right here, because we had been stalling for so long, and we were reacting off of a 15-minute gap for so long that in my mind, I'm like, okay, we clearly are not breaking past this 15-minute gap the way I wanted to, as you can see right there, the 15-minute gap right here. Therefore, I can expect price to continue lower, and that is exactly what happened. And as a matter of fact, I saved myself from a shitty, like from a big loss, because I did risk heavy on this. We didn't end up, break even. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Were there other trades? No. To be honest with you, I did not see a single trade that should have been taken. And I don't think there was any other trades to be taken. These shorts up here could have been valid, and I did consider taking them. The problem was we were so close to this wick high, and we had so much bullish momentum that I didn't really want to trade against a 15-minute gap. Obviously, in retrospect, if I had taken the short, would have hit take profit, probably full take profit, but can't predict the move. I was more leaning bullish, and I was like, okay, if we see us trade out of the 50-minute gap, then into the 50-minute gap, then out of the 50-minute gap, then I can go bearish. I'm not going to trade into a 50-minute gap that I could just get flipped out of. Because if I was entering shorts right here, based on this bullish move right here, I could have thought that, okay, we might have want to flip up here because of the SMT, the reaction of the 1 minute, everything else going on. So that's basically it for today. Unfortunate, not the best market conditions, not the best price action whatsoever, to be honest with you. Yeah, I got lucky with my break even. I think it's kind of a market experience trade where I saw and I recognized that price was not delivering the way that it should have, because this is a really good setup. It kind of matches everything that I'm looking for. It's just poor delivery. I think it's because we have FOMC tomorrow. So tomorrow I am going to go half risk, except for evals. Evals I am going to go full risk. Therefore, I will be careful with my trading. I don't think we'll see a good day tomorrow, but I'm not gonna count it out as a possibility because you never know. I mean, we've been consolidating for the last 2 days. Overnight price action also hasn't been the most ideal because we literally rip the entirety of London and Asia, so it's kind of difficult for New York to make a strong continuation move in the same volume as this, because chances of you seeing a 4% move on the day are pretty slim, if not none. So yeah, good day today. Nothing else to say. We're building one day at a time. We're protecting our capital, and I'm going to call this a winning day. If almost everybody lost today, I'm going to call this a winning day. Okay? I'll see you guys in the next episode. This is episode 49, if I'm not mistaken. And for episode 50, I want to see if we can get a fedonculous, fat little trade so that we can, make a good amount of money. Celebrate episode 50 of the series. So, yeah, that's basically it. I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace out.